Hello and welcome back to a new episode of Pokémon HOME Master Challenge. Last time on the challenge we took on a couple Dynamax Adventures with the hope of finding our target Drednaw. We didn't find Drednaw, but we have to eventually, right? So let me start the timer. Need to remember how to do that. Start. There we are. And let's just jump right into another Xerneas Dynamax Adventure. Save our adventure. Oh no, quit. I don't want to invite others because I want full control of where I'm going at all times. Xerneas. Yes, save my adventure. Don't invite others. Right. I think I'm going to go for Octillery. Dean is going to go for Slowking. Amelia is going to go for Kangaskhan. And Oscar, Sneasel. Right, we're looking for water and rock types. Oh, bother. There's no water or rock types. Oh no, there's a rock type there. Never mind. That's not... So I'm using a new control scheme. I'm using simplified controls. Never used these before. So... And apparently, because you don't have a left joystick, I have to press R and then move up this control stick. However, in trying to do that, I accidentally pressed ZL, which also activates as A, which selected this one. So I should really have practiced beforehand. Right. Max Steel Spike. If anything goes wrong, I'm going to blame it on that. But Max Steel Spike. I have a Pro Controller on its way, by the way. So I will have that soon enough. And I won't have to deal with this. Technically, I don't have to deal with it now, but it's either this in simplified controls or two different Joy-Cons in both hands. Because I lost my Joy-Con grip, which keeps them together as one controller. And that's just not comfortable. So, went with simplified controls for this. Kangaskhan uses Dig. Right. Max Steel Spike, let's see how much this does. Yeah, it does a good amount. Does about what you'd expect it to do on a Galarian Weezing, and boosts everyone's defense, or yeah, everyone's defense. And Slowking went for Nasty Plot but was taunted. So none of that. Throat Chop does a bit and stops it from using sound-based moves, I believe, something like that. No, that's a different move, maybe. Not entirely sure. Flamethrower on Octillery, as you'd expect, doesn't go well. Max Steel Spike. That brings it down into the yellow zone. And boosts everyone's defense again. Future Sight. I forget what that does. It foresaw an attack. Yeah, no clue. Throat Chop again. Kangaskhan sets up a Dig again. I can't imagine that burrowing under the ground, sorry. Taunt on me is going to stop me from using any status moves. Unfortunately for Galarian Weezing, status moves, not my style. Max Steel Spike almost brings it to death. And boosts everyone's defense again. And Razor Shell takes it out. Cool. I should have... I'm gonna catch it. No. Right. I'm not gonna cut the footage, because that would be more effort to edit. But I'm gonna quickly get up the spreadsheet so I can remember. No, surely Galarian Weezing has to come from Kanto because it evolves from normal coughing. But it's not just that. I need this up anyways, so I might as well get it up. Yeah, Galarian Weezing needs to be from red, blue, and yellow. No need to catch it. No need to waste a Pokeball. But Oscar's going to take it, so there goes Sneasel. Right. That rock type is clearly a Pseudo-Wudo. And... Oh, I see what I did now. I didn't click ZL, although I might have. I think what triggered me going to Galarian Weezing is me pressing ZR as opposed to R. And ZR acts as A, not this, which isn't called ZL, obviously, but is instead called something else. I'm not sure. But obviously, we don't need Sudowoodo from, well, we need it, but we don't need it from Galar. Right. Ooh, Flash Cannon or Scald. I'm going to go Scald because it has same type attack bonus. Right, Kangaskhan uses Dig. Still can't imagine it somehow. Weezing uses Taunt. Right, let's see if that does anything. Scald does a good amount of damage. Slowking sets up a nasty plot where it's going to boost its special attack. Or is it special defense? Special attack, right. Stomping Tantrum does between a third and a half of Weezing's HP. Kangaskhan uses Dig, does a good amount of damage. Strange Steam almost brings it down to yellow, and Scald does bring it down to yellow. Sudowoodo uses Stone Edge on Kangaskhan, bringing it down barely into the yellow zone. And Future Sight foresees an attack. Scald. Kangaskhan again setting up a Dig. I'm not sure it knows many other moves. I know it got taunted in the first match and that prevented it from using a move, I think. So it definitely has a status move that I'm not remembering. Yeah, no need to catch Sudowoodo, it needs to come from Johto. This is Galar. And Oscar takes it. Right, Vikavolt, Swoobat, or right, yeah, I've got the scrolling down. Whatever this normal type is. I don't know what the normal type is, but Vikavolt needs to be from Alola, Swoobat needs to be from Unova. What is this normal type? Right, we're gonna go for it. Because I don't recognise it. It's probably something really simple like Greedent. Oh, it's Galarian Linoone. Now, I'm certain I already have one of those. But I can check because I think I might have taken a screenshot here. And it has Galarian Linoone in it, so no need to catch it. Definitely. I'm going to go for Max Flutterby for the super effective Dynamax move. Yeah. Nothing better than a giant octopus. Right, Linoone goes for Max Darkness on Slowking, which almost knocks it out because, yeah, that's super effective. And lowers everyone's special defense. Kangaskhan goes for Body Slam. Max Flutterby. Oh, that's a good move animation. Right. Sudowoodo uses Body Press, almost bring it down to the red zone. Slowking sets up a nasty plot, which is going to boost its special attack sharply. There we are. Max Flutterby again. Hopefully before it gets the chance to take out Slowking. Kangaskhan uses Body Slam, almost knocking it out with a crit. And Max Flutterby should knock it out, unless something goes terribly wrong. There we are. Kaboom, no need to catch it, as I already have one. And Dean takes it. Right, and here we are against Xerneas. Let's see how this goes. I'm not... Well, I have Max Steel Spike, which should help. Or when I can Dynamax. Before that, I just have Flash Cannon and Acid Spray. I'll use Flash Cannon, because it just does more damage. Let's see how much this does. Xerneas uses Dazzling Gleam, which knocks out Galarian Loon. 1 death out of 4 allowed deaths down. Let's see what effect that has. Body Slam. Root. Flash Cannon. Does just about as much as Body Slam, if not only slightly more. Stone Edge does about the same amount as well. Flash Cannon. Xerneas uses Max Overgrowth. I bet that's over on... Yeah, that's on Sudowoodo. Knocking it out. And that is 2 out of 4 allowed deaths. Genuinely not a good start. I don't know if I was going for genuinely or generally there. Either way, they both work. Kangaskhan goes for Body Slam. Flash Cannon. And it gets the Grassy Terrain boost. As does everyone. Right, we're going to get Linoon sent back out. Right. Flash Cannon again. Oh, it's going to nullify all stat changes and abilities. Right. And it's going to use Ingrain, meaning it'll get an extra HP boost at the end of each turn. Linoon goes for Throat Chop, doing nearly nothing. Not very effective indeed. Body Slam. Flash Cannon. Yeah, and then all the healing. And the Ingrain heal. And then we're going to get Sudowoodo sent back out. I can Dynamax again, so I'm going to. Yeah. Yeah, Max Steel Spike. Right, Giant Octopus versus the God of Life. Let's see how this goes. Of course, Auxiliary does have 3 other Pokemon to back it up. Although it might just take me out first. Horn Leech on Sudowoodo doesn't knock it out somehow, but he's going to heal a good amount of damage on Xerneas. And then he's going to set up Taunt, which will stop it from using Ingrain. And I think that's it. Body Slam finally gets off a paralysis. Hopefully that will make it fully paralyzed at some point before it nullifies stat changes and abilities. Right, everyone gets the defense boosted. Stone Edge brings it down into the yellow zone. And then then the Grassy Terrain boost. I almost called it Max Overgrowth boost. That's not quite right. Max Steel Spike again. Linoon sets up a substitute, expecting to die otherwise this turn, I imagine. Kangaskhan uses Body Slam. Max Steel Spike. Can't remember if this is the 2nd or 3rd time I've used it now. Yeah, I think it's the 2nd. Its attacks are getting more aggressive, which is not a good sign. Max Overgrowth on who? On Sudowoodo. Right. 3 deaths down, 1 death remains before we get kicked out. Moonblast on Galarian Loon. Very good move to use the substitute in that turn. Wow. We'd probably already be kicked out if it wasn't for that. Everyone gets the grassy terrain boosts and ingrain boost. Max Steel Spike. Dazzling Gleam is almost certainly going to knock. Yeah, it knocks out Galarian Linoon and Kangaskhan, so we're going to be kicked out. Oh well, that's a shame. Oh well. And we're kicked out. Blown out. Oh well. Free Dynamax. Saving the adventure. And let's try again. We have the time. Yep. Going for Xerneas again. Of course, the reason we go for Xerneas is because if it is shiny, it is eligible for a challenge, because it's impossible to get a shiny Xerneas from Kalos without events. Don't invite others. I want full control. I'm going to go for Skarmory. Nikki is going to go for Togetic, Ivy, Mudsdale and Poppy. Dracloak. Dracloak? I have no idea. Water type. There is one water type, but it is quite clearly a Kingler. Yeah, that's a Kingler. No water or rock types otherwise. Kingler or Mushana. I'm going to go for Mushana because it leads to a choice of 3 as opposed to a choice of 2. Giving me just more choice next turn, and I haven't got time to identify all of those 4 before making my choice. It's a shame there's no Drednaw in this Dynamax Adventure, but oh well. I'm having fun. Right. Oh no, Mudsdale has superpower. They've been forewarned. Max Flutterby. Yeah, big Steel Bird. I don't know what Skarmory is based off of besides just a Steel Bird. So it's Steel Bird versus whatever the hell Mushana is. I wish I could work something out from the etymology of its name, but I don't know. Mush? I don't know. What is it like a rabbit whose ears been cut off? I don't know. Right. Max Flutterby did embarrassingly little, actually. Oh well. Mushana uses Yawn on Togetic. Oh, I suppose it's a Tapir? Because a Dream Tapir. Well, I suppose that works. Oh, it's burnt by something I wasn't paying attention to. Skarmory uses Max Flutterby. I think that's more damage than it did the first time. And lowers its special attack. Mystical Fire. Lowers its special attack. Expanding Force does some damage. Lash Out brings it down to the yellow zone. Takes some burn damage. And Togetic succumbs to Yawn. Max Flutterby again. Shadow Ball, some super effective damage, almost bring it down to the red zone. Max Flutterby. Some super effective damage, bringing it down to the red zone. Mushana uses Max Mindstorm, doing very minimal damage, but making some very pretty colours. Mudsdale uses Sand Tomb. Gonna undynamax because I've had my 3 turns in the spotlight. Yeah, just gonna use X Scissor. Dracloak uses Shadow Ball. I think I'm just gonna alternate between saying Dracloak and Dracloak. I'm genuinely not sure what sounds cooler. Dracloak sounds cool in that kind of Germanic way. I don't know. No need to catch it. Musharna needs to come from Unova. And in fact, the Pokemon I passed up, Kingler, needs to come from Kanto. So that's why there was no real preference over what I was going with. Doublade, Vespiquen, Sheenotic. I think that's a Sheenotic. Almost certainly. They all lead to the same point, so I'm going to go for Steel type. I'm going to go for Doublade. 1, because it's a Steel type and that's good against Xerneas, and 2, because there's a scientist here who will swap out a Pokemon. I'm going to keep Skarmory though, but Poppy's going to get a Stoutland instead of either Mushan or Togetic. I'm not entirely sure what... Actually, no. They're not the person with Musharna, because I just saw Musharna sprite. So, instead of Togetic, taking Herdia. No, that was a Stoutland, not a Herdia. I said Herdia because I evolved a Lillipup in Pokemon Go earlier today, into one. Obviously into one, it doesn't evolve into anything else. Assurance seems to be my best move here. Stoutland uses Baby Doll Eyes, lowering its attack. Yeah, that's not much. That doesn't do much. Hoping on someone else to pick up the slack. Ironhead does some good amount of damage to Stoutland, and Yawn is a good move for any battle where Spore isn't an option. Assurance again. Baby Doll Eyes is going to lower its attack again. Blade is going to boost its attack right back up with Sword Stance though. Expanding Force. Yeah, that does a great amount of damage. Not very effective. Critical hit. Right. Lash out. Almost down to half health. And succumb to Yawn. Great. I can Dynamax. So I'm going to Dynamax and use Max Darkness. Giant Steel Bird versus Swords. Steel Swords. Possessed Steel Swords. Baby Doll Eyes. Lower its attack. Alright, Max Darkness. Let's see how much this does. Not much, unfortunately, but oh well. Expanding Force, this time not a crit. Lash out, almost bring it down into the red zone. Max Darkness. Giga Impact from Stoutland, what a waste of 2 turns. Why would you use Giga Impact? It's not very effective and it takes 2 turns. Because it has to recharge. I think, fairly sure. Max Steel Spike on Musharna, knocks it out. That's a shame. Alright, that is 1 death out of 4 that we're allowed in this adventure. And Sandtomb knocks it out. Oh yeah, I should point out that the other 2 Pokemon we passed up on, Vespiquen and Sheenotic, need to come from Sinnoh and Alola respectively, and Doublade needs to come from Kalos, so that's why there wasn't really any good choice in terms of the challenge. But Poppy's going to take it. Hitmonlee or Klefki seem to be the choices. Yeah, I'm going to go for Klefki simply because it's a Steel type and that's good against Xerneas. There's no other reasoning that goes into that. Of course, Hitmonlee needs to be from Kanto, and Klefki needs to be from Kalos. Neither of which are Galar, so we don't need either of these specific Pokemon for challenge. Ooh, Klefki has Play Rough. I don't have any super effective moves. In fact, I only have one effective move, so I'm going to go for Steel Wing. Klefki sets up a light screen, which is going to make it stronger against special moves. Luckily, Steel Wing is a physical move. Sword Stance is going to boost Doublade's attack sharply, which is good, especially with it blocking special moves. Yawn is going to put it to sleep in a couple turns. And Superpower is just going to do damage and then lower Mudsdale's attack and defense. Steel Wing. Klefki uses Max Steel Spike on Musharna. It's been knocked out by one of those before. Glad it wasn't knocked out this time. It's going to boost its defense. Yes, you can see that Steel Wing does a bit less as a result. Doublade is going to boost its attack up again. Hopefully it gets an attack off and gets to use that. Expanding Force is not very effective. Superpower. And it succumbs to the Yawn. Steel Wing. Nullifies all the stat changes and abilities, and then tries to set up a light screen, although I don't think that was affected by the stat changes and abilities, so it can't set up a new one because it still has it already up. Expanding Force knocks it down into the yellow zone. Superpower. Yeah. Gonna again lower its attack and defense. Really, Mudsdale benefits from the whole nullifying stat changes and abilities. Gonna go for Max Steel Spike. Because of course I can Dynamax, so I will. Hopefully, this is quite a steel heavy run. Hopefully we get through this with 3 different steel types. Hopefully the person with Doublade doesn't try to take Klefki and lets the person with Musharna or Mudsdale do. Max Steel Spike. Yeah. Does a good amount of damage with a crit. That would do a good amount of damage. Doublade is going to set up Swords Dance a bit late in the game to be doing that, I think, but oh well. Musharna uses Yawn again. Superpower brings it down into the red zone barely. Max Steel Spike. Klefki uses Play Rough on Mudsdale, which does a lot of damage, probably due to the defense drops. Max Steel Spike. Ooh. Nudging its way to being dead. Defense rose. Sacred Sword knocks it out. Of course, Klefki needs to come from Kalos. No need to waste a Pokeball, but someone else can take it. And Ivy does, meaning we have 3 different steel types going into the battle with Xerneas. Hopefully that pays off. Let's see. Hopefully with 3 different Pokemon hitting it with steel type, same type attack bonus moves, all will be good. And we'll be able to take out Xerneas fairly quickly. Steel Wing. Klefki sets up a light screen, which I suppose is a good move. Horn Leech. Yeah, doing very little. Steel Wing. Yeah, doing what you'd expect a super effective move to do on Xerneas. Iron Head, though, really bringing in the work. That's not a saying. Really doing the work. Steel Wing again. Xerneas uses Moonblast, which is not very effective on Klefki, and his Klefki in turn uses Flash Cannon. Steel Wing. Doublade setting up Sword Stance, which is an interesting move, considering how often Xerneas likes to nullify stat chain abilities, which it definitely will soon after it falls asleep due to Yawn. Steel Wing. Xerneas uses Ingrain, which is going to boost its HP at the end of each turn. Flash Cannon, knocking it down into the yellow zone. Yeah, Steel Wing doing some work with a crit. It's getting more aggressive, and Doublade sets up another Sword Stance. It is playing a dangerous game with not being able to use any of those Sword Stances. Psyshock does some damage. It's going to get the Ingrain boost and the Yawn sleep. It succumbs to Yawn. I'm going to use Max Steel Spike. See how much this does. Thing is about playing with no human players is you have to be the one to Dynamax, because no one else will for some reason, and I'm not sure why, but you have to Dynamax. Xerneas is asleep. It woke up and it uses Moonblast, bring Klefki down into the yellow. Flash Cannon does some damage. Let's see how much Max Steel Spike does. Way brings it down into the red zone and boosts everyone's defense. Yes, Doublade gets off a move with that double Sword Stance, I think, or did it get nullified? I don't remember, and knocks out Xerneas. We are going to catch it just in case it's shiny with a Pokeball, because of course we can use whatever we like. It's 100% capture rate. It's going to shake 3 times in a really suspenseful way, like it would ever not catch. There we go. Now, is it shiny? Probably not, but let's see. There was a 1 in 300 chance of it being shiny. It isn't shiny. I'm not torn up about it. Yeah, don't take a new Pokemon home. We get 6 Dynite Ore. And save our adventure. Keep a record, please. I'll need that for the next episode of the Pokemon HOME Master Challenge, wherein we're going to do more Dynamax Adventure, hopefully to find Drednaw. I'm going to pause the timer, and I'm going to say bye for now. See you next time for more Pokemon HOME Master Challenge.